Good evening and welcome back to Factory Town. We need to make some new things and we don't have much space to do it. Sort of. So we have to make rails, which requires magic rails, which requires rails. We have to make magic conveyor belts, which requires conveyor belts, and we have to make necklaces, which requires polished stone and iron plates. Now the crystals all get recharged. So we only need to send over a couple of them, so that's not a problem. The problem we have, however, is we've got space for them technically. So magic rails, we want to upgrade some more rails to magic. I suppose once we get a decent supply of magic rails, that's when I'll start looking at redoing this thing here, and we'll start moving some things around and we'll figure that out. So yeah, we'll sort that one out there. I don't really know what I'm going to do for... yeah, we'll figure it out. So yeah, the rails one. The conveyor belts we do want to have lots of. So I'm thinking maybe we'll have like one do magic rails and just have it stored in a box. We'll have two making conveyor belts because we're going to want conveyor belts. We're going to upgrade all our conveyor belts to things, so we need to do that. Also, I really would like to get from here. We've got magic conveyor belts, packed conveyor belts. I'd like to get those out because when we replace all of the conveyor belts and the rails and things, it's going to put them into this town centre here. So I'd like to take them out of there and do things, which I kind of think we can use airships for. They're slow. Airships are quite slow, but we do have basically the technology to make airships now, the airship dock and things, so we can the airships don't need a dock to load and unload. I think it just loads faster. They can pick up directly from inventory, so we could just have one literally flying over here, pick up rails, metal conveyor belts, whatever, and then ship them over to here, and that'll work. So I think we'll do that. So there, so that's the plan. So maybe rails in there, conveyor belts in these two, and then necklaces here. However, there's a big problem to that. One, we're wasting 3 slots over here, which I can't do much about, but also we only have space for 2 more trains. We could technically put 1 more down here and ship the stuff in over the top, which probably will happen. The other opportunity is a second layer. Now we did that over here as sort of a testing thing. We showed this here is we can build a staircase up, so this town centre is affecting this, so it is a cylinder, so we know that we can do that. The drawback, there's 2 drawbacks. Obviously, one is the camera. You can't hide any objects, so you have to zoom in to do things. So I'd have to zoom in. I'd have to make sure that this is the lowest I can get the camera by the first zoom in, and that's the highest I can aim the camera. So the layer above this has to be above the camera here, so we can still get in and see stuff in here and do things. We need to be able to get in and do things in here if we need to. And then when we zoom out, we want to have the layer above being shown. But also, if we want to do any pipes and things, like for instance, any recharges, they're kind of reliant on underground. You can do them above ground. There is space here to do them, but it would only allow 1 recharge to put in, not 2, because conveyor belts auto input into buildings. So if you run a line into a building like this, that conveyor belt would input into the buildings. Pipes do not do that. Pipes require a connection. Let me grab let's grab a mana pipe, for instance. So if you run a pipe in, it gets this connection here, which is, as you can see, it's got a connection there. I think it's connected to underground as well there. Is it? No, it's not, but it's got a connection which is an input, and that input is into the building. You can't have an input and an output. You've got one here, you've got an input output here, but it doesn't work, if that makes sense. It doesn't the input output is on the left side. As we're looking at it, the input output slot is on the left side, so it won't grab anything right. If I get rid of that and I put in let's put in a crate, like that. But you see, it's not going to output from the crate, so you can only via a connector have one input and output. You can do input output if you have it go directly underground, but again, we're going to build a second layer. We can't do that. So you have to have two spaces here. Okay, you have to have two spaces here. And then you, let's get rid of that. You do that. And it's got an output and input. So it requires two spaces. And it can be 90 degrees. That's fine. So we could output from there and input to one here and output from there and input to one there. So we just move the recharger forward one to where the crate is right now. And that will work on the top layer. But then if you need a second recharger, it's kind of difficult to do. So, yeah, that's really awkward. I'm not entirely sure if you can connect to buildings directly underneath them. I don't think you can. And by this, I mean, if we come up to here, we build like this. Let's get rid of that. We put a thing on there. Oh, I say, I can't remove this block in order to allow me to put a pipe in underneath the building. So the output has to come out the side of the building and go down. If we were to build, say, like a sub-level between the two levels, so that's where all our pipes can go. But that won't work because you can't output directly from the bottom building. I think you can input into the top of a building, but again, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm pretty sure they're like, when they're in the 3D world, they're like conveyor belts. They have to go to the side of buildings. So you have limits. I did say yes, maybe mentioned about having the second layer, and I did say to that, yeah, we might need one, and we could build an underground layer above it, like a sub layer. And then I realised after I made that comment that no, you can't connect to the bottom buildings, so we still have to come out the side and go down. However, when we're up in the sky, we don't have to worry so much about these things here, if that makes sense. I built it like this so that there's a slot for where we can put houses and things in, and this is where belts and things run. But if we were to build a sub-level, we could come out the side of the building, go down to the sub-level with pipes, because pipes are the only thing that can move vertically, and they can go wherever underneath. So that's an option. I'm not really sure which way I want to go with it. I mean, the elixirs we need to sell and the necklaces we need to sell, so we might have to have two of those running. The magic rails and magic conveyor belts, you don't need to sell them, but we do want them for building. So I'm really not sure which way to go about this. I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to put them on the ground level, and if we then need to expand, we will. I think it's going to be the way to go. Yeah, I think it's going to be the best way to go here. So let's just do that. Let's just do that instead. So, but we have options. What I'm trying to say is that we have options to do things. So if I put these in here, and you connect to there, you connect to there, you connect to there, you connect to there. Also, getting the train stations up a high level is easy. We just come up here and we just go up to whatever the highest level is and put the train station in at the higher level up. So that's not difficult. That's easy. So what do we need? We need magic rails. I really wish I'd have changed this to be over by one, so I can run these down here and into where I want to run them into. We can do that. We can do that because this is the wrong way. So let's do that. I don't think I can move that whilst everything's there because it's got blocks floating on top of it, hasn't it? Yeah. So I have to wait for that to empty out. But okay, we'll wait for that to empty out. And then we'll just grab that and move it over one. Yeah. Water's not moving. Why is water not moving? That's interesting. Why is water... oh, that's something I need to look at as well, actually. Are we delivering enough ether to where we need it to be? Let's go over here and have a quick look. See here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay, we're delivering enough ether. Mind you, this is actually running, is it? So, yeah, it's just purely... This is just selling to here, to the 10 houses that are in this place. So, okay. We'll leave that going for a minute here and we'll get some stuff sorted here. So, let's bring in rails on this one. Boom. Let's bring in conveyor belts on this one. We are definitely going to have to up our conveyor belt thing, production. Conveyor belt rail. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to up our conveyor belt production because we're just not making enough to support this as well as the other one as well. Okay, so whilst that's emptying out, let's do that. Let's go over to here and let's do this here. So what I need to do is I need to scale this because this is not working correctly. This is not doing the thing I want this to do. So you are producing nails, which is producing stuff over here. You're producing nails, so we've got 4 lots doing that, but here we've only got 2 doing because we've got 2 here doing the gears. Now we still need to make these because obviously we need to be selling them or converting them into science. Sorry, not selling them, converting them to science. But then balance that somehow. Yeah. Tell you what I'm going to do. Tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to airship. I'm going to unlock airship. Let's build an airship. Let me go completely diverted here. So we build an airship. Cost purple coins. We have some. Cost 2 population and that. So boom, an airship. There it is. I've got a flying machine. Yay. So these work the same as wagons and carts and things. They do exactly the same things, that they have an inventory that you can do and bits and pieces. So I'm going to filter you to be metal conveyor belts. Okay. And I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to build a little thingamabob here, which is going to unpack from crate. And we are going to do this. This is going to be packed item. So if for whatever reason something ends up packed inside here, so we've got packed stone, packed bread, packed nails, blah, blah, blah. If it ends up packed in here, which is probably where I've deleted things off belts, it will go into here and it will get unpacked and delivered back into here. Okay, that's just going to make life easier for us. Remember, the town storage is basically infinite. It can store, at the moment, 10,000 items. However, that's not strictly true. It can store 10,000 items when you're inputting into it via belts and things. However, if you delete something on a belt, it will go over the 10,000 item storage in here. So yeah, so we'll just do that. We'll just unload this and have this do its thing here. What I should do actually is let's change this. Hold on. Let's change this because I know full well. So I want to do that, and then this wants to be unpacked item. So if anything packed next, it needs to empty the store at the here quicker than it loads the boxes. So that's fine. And then we'll just do a double thing there, and we'll turn this way, put it there, and this can be packed boxes. So there we go. So 1 item crate comes out, and then 3 items come back out of it like that. There you go. So now it's still filling up because it's 3 instead of 4, but it'll empty all the packed items back into loose items. Okay. Now, what I want to do with the loose items is I want to grab them and I want to come and dump them in one of these train stations here when it comes to conveyor belts. So it can be packed and then sent down the line to here to be moved on. So that's the idea. I could pack them instead and do it that way, but what I'm going to do is I'm just come here, I'm going to mouse over this, the inventory appears here, I'm going to come down here to metal conveyor belt, like this. That is packed metal conveyor belts. It says at the bottom of the screen, packed. So we want standard metal conveyor belts because they are different things. And then I'm going to move the camera down here. Keep forgetting you can hold shift to move the camera faster. And I'm going to zoom in because this is kind of awkward because it snaps to whatever building you're kind of mousing over. So you have to move the mouse slowly. And then we're going to drop it off there. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to click you again. And I'm going to click this, and I'm going to right click this and only allow unpacked. Okay, so it cannot grab packed items. just in case. I don't think it will grab packed items, but I'm just going to filter it just to make sure it doesn't grab any packed items. So it will grab any unpacked metal conveyor belts that are in here and take them over to that's storage over there, which is fantastic, wonderful. However, there's a problem with that. There is a problem with that, and we won't see it first time round, but we kind of will. So when you go to here, you see it stops in the dead center of the building and waits. Now an airship can only pick up from the dead center of a building. The problem to that is that if we then want to have another airship which is going to pick up, say, rails, it can't, because there is no there's nowhere else for an airship to pick up from. It will just sit at the top and wait for the other one to go there. So there's no way for a second airship to get to it. So although this works now, if we want to also have rails come out of this and go over to here, we can't do that. We can't do that. Rails are also being made up here, aren't they? They're being made here, yeah. But rails are actually full on us right now, so yeah. So how do we get around that? Two things. One, we could have this actually do two. It could pick up both conveyor belts and rails and then deliver the conveyor belts here and the rails there and then go back in. It could just run and loop over and over and over. If it doesn't pick anything up, if it's got nothing to pick up, it will stop and it will just sit there and wait. It won't move on. So it doesn't, it just waits. It just absolutely waits. If it can't deliver, it moves on. But if it can't pick up, it waits. So you'll see here, it comes here and it just sits there going, there's no rails. There's no conveyor belts. I can't do anything. Help, help, help. The other option we got is we could output stuff into like crates and have them go to a crate individually and pick up from a crate or a silo and do that. And then they could wait at their own individual silo. I've done that before. That does work. Does work. We're not worried about this. Center line's not going to get used in this town by the looks of it. I don't think farming town's going to go much bigger than this, to be honest with you. Maybe later as we expand the but yeah. So I think we're probably want to do rails as well and get you to deliver rails at the same time. So let's would you come over here, please? Okay, so let's not convince you to that. Let's actually filter you to packable items. So you cannot pick up boxes. Won't let you pick up boxes. Awesome. And we'll filter your 4 filters with metal conveyor belt, rail, I don't see reinforced planks ending up in here. We do have loads of them actually in here, actually, tell lie. We have loads. Okay. No, let's just do metal conveyor belts and rails. Okay, let's just do that. Okay. So I want you to come. So I want to come here, and I just want you to pick up whatever you can pick up. So pick up everything. Obviously, we'll then only pick up from the filters. And then I want you to come down here, and I want you to drop off metal conveyor belts here. So I'm going to hold shift, so it adds it to the list. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go, would you drop off metal rails here? Right, and then I'm going to push escape, and you should start flying. There we go. Boom. Okay, so it's picked up some stuff, and away it goes. So you see, it was loading quite slowly there. I think it picks up 2 items at a time, 2 items a second, which is really quite slow. But if you build an airship dock, it can load, I'm pretty sure it can load 25 items a second from an airship dock. So yeah, that's pretty good. So we could have an airship dock here and drop the stuff off into that we want to move and have it deliver faster. But this is just purely just to take stuff out there for future reference. When we upgrade the rails and upgrade the conveyor belts, it's going to end up with stuff inside it, and that just moves it. It can't dump the rails out because it's got no rails to do. So yeah. Okay. So how do I change this? I know what I want to do. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. What I'm thinking is that we're not using that much steam pipe. We will use steam pipes, but we're not using that much steam pipe, and we're not using that many rails now. We're going to upgrade to new rails. So what if we downgraded the rail production? Yes, I know the rail production uses rails to make magic rails. But if we're going to replace all the rails we have, we're not going to build that many more rails. We will build some, but not that many. So we don't want to be producing loads of them on top of what we got already. So what I'm thinking is we shut down one of these rail ones and one of these steam pipe ones, and then we move this iron wheel thing over to here, and maybe get rid of one of these, so we only have one iron wheel. And then we have all 4 of these on the end do metal conveyor belts. But then again, once we upgrade metal conveyor belts to magic conveyor belts, it'll be the same deal. So maybe we just leave it as it is, actually. Let's just leave it as it is, although I do kind of want to add more. Let's just leave it as it is, and then just hopefully this guy can sail backwards and forwards and do the thing he's doing for that. So yeah, I think now he's actually got rails in him and can't drop the rails off. It's going to loop, which is fine. So yeah, but we definitely could do with probably I might shut down I don't like that. I want to delete the splitter. And instead of deleting the splitter, it's deleting the thing on it. So I think I'll do that. So we'll shut down this rail production. This rail production, this side will shut down and will not be in use anymore. So yeah, okay. So we want a couple of trains, don't we, that do the thing here. So yeah, this is. I should probably not have you do this, should I? I should probably have you... No, it's alright. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Let's make another train. Let's make another train or two. Give me a locomotive. Thank you. And we'll put one in here, and we'll put one in here. You're going to have 3 carts on the back of you. You are going to be filtered to metal conveyor belts, and you're going to be filtered to rails. Okay, and you want to pick up from here and drop off here, don't you? Yes. So let me copy this. You're not a 3 pickup. You are going to be a, well, actually, you're going to be this one. Copy this one. Oop. There you go. You are exactly the same as that train's filter. Paste. Paste. And away you go. Boom. There you go. Okay. Cool. Right. You're going to come over here and drop off in these 2 here, which would be nice. We'll fill that one up there. Okay. Is this done? This is done. Awesome. Cool. Stalling for time. Move this over by 1, and remember, I think we need to pick it up by 1. I believe. No, we don't. No, we don't, because it's got roads underneath it. There we go. Awesome. Because it's got roads underneath it, we don't need to do that. So cool. Right, and then let's copy and page up, paste, and that one needs to go up because it didn't have a road underneath it. So okie dokie. So we want to put in a couple of things here. So we want to copy this here, and this wants to go. Let's put one in here. Now that's kind of awkward because we can't output that side. I don't know how we're going to output the. This is magic. This is going to be the rail one, isn't it? So let's actually turn it that way. Like that. and we'll move this house out of the way. I don't know where you're going to go, house, but you're going to have to go somewhere. Okay, and then all you want to have is... brain, do the thing. Not a magic forge. No, it's an enchanter. Hang on a moment. Hang on. I'm looking at this and I'm like, if I move this over by 1, it can tap into the line there and then output there. And then instead of having to run the pipe here, down, along, back, bomb, we can just go, ba-dum, and it'll work. So I think we're going to do that. That's going to make a bit more sense. Let me just delete this one here. We don't want that one here. So let's move this one, if I can. Am I allowed to move this one? I can. Awesome. Let's put you there. Okay. Let's get rid of those and that and that. Okay. And then let's boom. We have that there and that there. And then we'll have a splitter right now. Pause the game. I can't do this. Right. Okay, so I need to face it that way. I have 2 splitters. So I want to make sure up is 0 and forward is how many? What's this? This is... Oh god, I haven't changed the number. Okay, 1 and 1 is fine. 1 and 1 is fine. So we'll just make sure it doesn't go right at all. So move this and then page down. I can't page it down. No. Okay. Move this. Move this to there. Move this to there. That's again the whole if we were to build a second layer, that's what we'd have to deal with. We'd have to deal with getting in between things and moving things, and we have to move the building, put the stuff in, move the building back again. Do the it would be complicated. It would absolutely be complicated. So yeah. Okay, and then we're going to remove this, which means the base is going to fill up with stuff, but that's... we don't care about it. Oh, no. Put those back in wherever I missed them. Put them back in. Right. Boop. And then you will come out of here by 1. You'll come along, and you're in fact going to go up. If you went above that house, could you do that? You sort of could. Let's do that. So it goes up and over the house. I'm sure they'll love that. That'd be fun. There you go. Boom. Okie dokie. Cool. Right, so we want to copy an enchanter version of it instead, don't we? Which is this one down here. Let's not copy the double one. Let's copy the single one. Put that there. Okay. You are going to be doing magic rails, which I don't have unlocked. Magic conveyor belt. Magic rail. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Right. You're going to do magic rails. And this is all a very simple setup. We're literally just going to have rails come in here. That's it. We don't need any of this here. It's just going to have rails because it's only got the one item to it. And then I need to grab some firestones, which you've seen me do. We're just going to do the wagon thing, put them in here, and yeah. Okay. So I shall set this up, and we shall come back next episode, and we will continue from there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.